let ya. Verses coming daily under pressure. Working on the plot and the scheme. The true stock trademark is at the edge of your dreams. I'm talking one shot for the kill. The breeze cut, freeze up, straight dropping the chills. I'm talking taking over pieces and shares. A ball big sky high. Check the movement is here. Yeah. It's one heart, one shot. Now the future is yours. Go.
Alright, hey, how you guys doing? My name is Ron Orange, and I am the creator of Deep Space at Orange Radio Studios. It's a studio of one person, which is me. So I do everything, the VFX, the animation, the story writing, the storyboarding, all of those things. I created Deep Space because it was a dream I had, and it turned out to be excited me and turned out to be something more, but we'll talk about that a little later. But the world of Deep Space takes place 200 years in the future. Man has journeyed slightly beyond our solar system, and the worlds have been colonized, but the story doesn't really deal with that, so we're not really going to be talking about the colonization of the worlds and things like that. But what we really are going to be talking about is first contact with aliens, okay, and how this would be. So there have been other worlds, there have been signs of old civilizations, but there haven't been any proof of life, any alien life that has popped up. So they've found these old civilizations, and they just continue to go out and do what man does. So they are terraforming worlds as best they can. Discovering find inhabitable worlds. There are colonies out there and things like that. But this particular show deals with this guy that you see over here called Travis. This is Donald Travis. Very special to me because this character is named after a friend of mine who's a really good friend of mine who passed away. And he was an older gentleman. He's a lot older than me when he passed away, but we had a really great, special connection. And I know if some of you have had those, real special connections that just you knew that they were divine, they were from God, and this was one of those relationships. Well, Donald passed away, and they nicknamed him. His nickname was Uncle Don, and so I decided to make this particular character after him. Okay, and so Travis is a man of faith and belief, but he's in the Elysian Marine Corps. So he has a little introduction that he talks about in the first episode that kind of gives you an open, kind of like a little insight to his character and things like that. I am a believer in Christ. I am a believer in Jesus, and I just think that movies and shows. I want to create things that I want to see on TV and television. And Deep Space is one of those things. So I don't believe that we all need to go to Hollywood. I don't think Hollywood's the answer. People can think the industry standards can think to change the things that you wanna say, you wanna do. I believe that we live in a culture where we should be free to do things, as long as those things aren't harming and hurting others, and not that you can say, well, this hurts me because I don't agree with it. That's not this case. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that we should be able to create the things that we want to see. I love sci-fi, supernatural things. Do love some drama and stuff like that. I have tons of stories that I've created and written on. I've written up a television series. I've written up scripts and stuff like that, and I haven't passed any of those things to Hollywood. Because one, I believe and have faith in Christ that He will open up a door for me. And what I've gotten on here doing a commentary for is kind of to tell you that you don't have to wait to get to Hollywood to start creating the things that you want to create. Okay, even if it's a drama, even if you don't have any kind of animation or artistic skills, with some of the software packages and things like that, you can put things together so that you can visualize what you're looking at, and it will create a whole new world of how you write your stories. you can begin to visualize and see things how you want it to be and say, hey, look, this really works or this doesn't work. And it will help you hone your craft more. Um, Folks want to go to Hollywood and they think, okay, that's where you make it. I'm not a real big fan of industry standards. Like you say, well, you got to use Adobe Premiere, Adobe Photoshop. No, you use whatever it takes for you to use, as long as it's ethnic, it's ethically right, and it's good and not hurting anyone. But you use all the talents and skills that you have with the software that you have to create the product that you want, to create the vision that you want. I'm big on vision. I'm big on the desire I believe that God has placed things inside of your heart, inside of your mind, for that is to burst out of you, that have been given to this world. And whether you believe uh, Jesus is God, whether you want to believe that there is a God, this is not the forum to debate that. Because I'm not going to debate it with you. You're not going to convince me of that he's not. I've been through too much in my life. But what I want to do is encourage you not to give up on your dreams. If your dreams is to make plates, don't give up on your dream. You go and you pick that dream back up. You find those old notebooks and you open it back up. Don't give on your dream. Don't give up on your dreams of screenwriting or having that movie or having that TV show. You don't have to give up on your dreams. The only way to make your dreams come to pass isn't Hollywood. The only way to make your dreams isn't just this one way. There's more than one way. God did not give you the creative mind. Did not give you the abilities that you have for you to give up on your dreams. And I encourage you not to give up on your dreams. So one of the things that we're going to do here with Deep Space, this is going to be a commentary. So I'm going to commentate over the stuff how I created. I left a lot of um, errors and mistakes and stuff in here on purpose. And the purpose was to go back and point out and show you how you can build something. How you're going to start off with the mistakes, how you're going to start off with the issues, but then how you can actually improve. Right now, I've created 8 episodes of Deep Space. Okay. Uh, Only 7 of them are out because I'm still working on 8. And by the time I get to 8, there's a lot more smoothness. It's a lot better, but it's not Hollywood standard. I don't have 300 people working for me, but I'm not letting that stop me. I don't have millions of dollars. I don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars. I don't have thousands of dollars to do the things that I'm doing, but I'm doing it. I saying that's what you have to do. If you quit and give up on your dreams, then they will never, 100% shot, they will never come to pass. Okay, they will never come to pass if you give up on it. You got 100% um, expectancy rate of them not happening if you give up. Okay, but if you do keep working, you do fight through the frustration. You do fight through the doubt. You do fight through the rejections. You do fight through the criticisms. You will see success. I promise you, you will see success. See, that's what I'm believing and I'm banking on. Currently, right now, I've written 3 novels. I've had little to no success with those novels. But everybody that's ever read my novels said that they were good. So I'm like, hey, what's the deal? So, and it might be marketing or whatever like that. But I truly believe that everything that I'm working on is in the hands of God and that He will open up the door when that time is done. See, I trust my Lord. I trust my God, my King. And don't need you jumping in the comment section talking about that's stupid, that's dumb, or whatever, because I really don't care. Because you haven't lived my life if that's the way you want to go. If you find this commentary or these talks encouraging, then hit the like button, subscribe, because that's what we're going to be about. I want to encourage you to keep working on your project. No matter how bad you think that it looks right now at this time, keep working on it. Keep believing in it, because this is what I want. I would have loved for somebody to continue to back me and to ask me, hey, Deron, how are these your projects doing? You know what I'm saying? Keep working on. And I had very little of that. I had very little of that. So, I've even had, family members doubt me, family members not even think a second thought of what I'm doing because they don't believe that it was, they believe that it was just a hobby or just something to bother my time. Go get a government job, work 20 years and retire. Stop that. Don't. No. Do what God has placed in your heart to do. This is what you were created for. You weren't created to work a government job. Yeah, you might be good at it, but that's not what you were created to do. I worked in corrections, and I worked in it for 6 years. Was really good at it. I can talk to people. I can instruct people. I can encourage people. I can uplift people. But that's not what I was called to do. I'm called to create things for God. I'm called to encourage you. I'm called to uplift you. You know what I'm saying? And you say, well, you could do that in a jail and have a steady flow of income. But if I really want to trust God, I don't know if y'all, a lot of you will know, have read the Bible, know about the story when Christ was walking on the water and the disciples was in the boat and they called out to him thinking that he was a ghost, and he calls Peter to come out to him. You got to get out that boat if you're going to trust God. You got to be willing to drown if you're going to trust God. And that's what God has every right to test you, to try you, but all of this is out of love. All of this is that you have to become the person that he wants you to be. And what it is that within man, we want to be what we want to be. I decide my future. I take hold of my dreams and I decide how they're going to go, what they're going to do. And God is saying that, okay, you have free will. You can do that. But it's not going to go the way that you want to go. There's a lot of people out there that's had a lot of great success, financially, monetarily. They've had great success in business and in movies and stuff like that. But just like there is, God is a force for good. God is good. There is a force of evil that seeks to tear you down, to bite at your soul. And I think that's what happens in Hollywood is that they eat at your soul. You do all kind of jobs and performances that these people come up in their minds with that are degrading, that are objectionable, that you would not do these things, but because you want this part and this is your so-called big break, you know what I'm saying? You do that, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna talk about a lot of different things on here, but I want to talk about deep space, and I hope I didn't rabbit trail too much, but we're gonna play the video. I'm gonna commentate over it, and I hope that you will enjoy it. Get in the comment section if you want to comment about it. If you think that is bad, then I guess that it is. But if you going to say that it's bad, it's trash, it's garbage, and just come on and trash it, I mean, I can't do anything with that. We can't grow if we just tear each other down, right? Come on, just really simply think about this. Whether you are an a-hole in your mind right now, or you are a nice, kind person, or you somewhere in between, you like, well, I like to tell the truth. Even if you are that person, how can you grow without saying your opinion and actually giving help to someone on how they can grow? If you're not willing to do that, then I ask that you don't even comment. You know what I'm saying? Just say that it's good, or say you don't like it and move on. You know what I'm saying? But even if you say you don't like it, I'm okay. What do you like about it? Well, the graphics wasn't there, all that. But also too, you got to think it's one guy doing everything. Okay, so Deep Space is a 76-page script that I wrote to be a movie. Okay, and so in order for me to do it, I have regulated myself to be able to break it down into at least smaller segments. And I was thinking about 3 to 4 minute episodes to uh, to put it out so it can be accomplished, to accomplish something. And one of the things that you are as a creator, you need to feel productive. And so if you break your project down into manageable pieces, you'll feel productive. And that's very important, okay? That's very important that you feel productive about those things, okay? Some of the software that I used was Poser 3D. We'll talk about that maybe in some other videos. I use HitFilm, which is a VFX and video editing software. Also, too, I use Blender. I'm growing in my knowledge of Blender, and I'm looking at trying to grow in my knowledge of the Unreal Engine. But Uh, I mean, I work on everything. I write novels. I got a graphic novel I'm working on, and I've written scripts, and I got scripts that I'm working on, and creating this deep space, and I have so many other ideas and stuff that I want to do that you just don't have time to learn everything. And so I want to encourage you that you can learn bits and pieces of what you need to do in order to put together your dream. You can realize your dream. You can take, even if you're just a guy who just likes to write, you can actually get some of these software packages to where you will be able to visualize your dream. Dash Studio is really good over there. Dash Studio is free. And you have to pay for the models, backgrounds, and stuff like that. But Dash Studio is free. You're talking about free 3D software that you can actually animate in so that you can actually begin your process in learning those things. The key thing is that, um, what are you building for? What do you desire? What do you want to do? If you're talking about it's just really hard and you don't want to try, then you never, like I say, that's a 100% chance that you are not going to make what you want. You are not going to get out of it what you desire. You're going to fail at it. But if you go about structuring a plan in which how you can um, succeed at what you desire, then you have a shot. You have a chance. And one of the things, there's a scripture in the Word that says that man plans his path, but God orders his steps. So maybe with a faith in Christ, a faith in God, and you making a plan, God will order your steps to where you want to be, and more importantly, to where He wants you to be. Because where He wants you to be, you're going to have joy, peace, happiness. You're going to grow, and there's going to be so much more that you will be able to do. So, uh, without further ado, I'm gonna play the video of the first commentary, and I'm just gonna commentate on it a little bit. Okay, so here we go. Deep space. So we really don't go back to Earth here or during this whole show. We just talk about some things that are happening on Earth. And I plan on making 2 more seasons of this after I finish the first season. And we're gonna show some things that are happening on Earth. But this kind of sets up things of how, or just the whole atmosphere or the kind of like background.
No one knows what the empty void of space is like until they have felt this lonely cold grasp upon their throat. Cryosleep is something like that, a cold grasp upon my throat. My name is Lance Corporal Donald Travis. I've been in the Elysium Marine for 2 years now. It's one of the most elite fighting forces in the known reaches of the galaxy. We go where others fear to tread, fight their battles while they stay safe at home, light years away from anything dangerous. We are you.
Just a pause right here. So, how the Marines move through space is if you go back to the opening, they have right here. This is the Marines have basically kind of like jump technology, not necessarily faster than light technology, but jump technology, to where it opens up a point, it opens up a pathway between 2 points, and when it opens up, it the ship moves through the point so they can cross light years in a matter of seconds. And so right now what you have here is the actual ship coming through a jump point. And I just interested in this. So and then also too, when we get back up here with the cryo chamber, we see that Travis is
Been an Elysium Marine for 2 years now.
Okay. And so this is how a lot of them actually get. This is how the Marines, scientists, and things like that get move through space. Is that they are in cryo chambers, which slows down growth and aging and puts them in the sleep for the long travels that they have to go through, even if it's just a quick jump point. But it's a staple. So currently, you're going to find out is that the Marines they've been woken up out of cryo sleep 3 times after accomplishing a mission. They've been woken up 3 times already. This is the 3rd time that they've been woken up. Okay, and so they're getting a little tired of waking up, but they're Marines, and so they have to live through that. And just by the way, in real life, I was a Marine for 4 years. I served in the United States Marine Corps, so I guess maybe that's why they're Marines. But yeah, so I thought the cryo chamber, making it blue, emphasized the coolness of it and everything. And I took this into HitFilm, and I created the steam or the vents of the cool air flowing through the chamber. One of the things that I did is Monty Ohm, and I watched some of his stuff, and he's passed away, man. I wish, sometimes when great artists pass away, people with great ideas pass away, it's kind of like, oh man. Same thing if you guys know Dwayne McDuffie. He did a lot of stuff with Justice League and DC Comics, and when he passed away, man, I was like, oh my man, Dwayne passed away. But to get back to this, I used some stuff from Monty Ohm where you will put out the images in image files, and then bring it in as a sequence in the video editor, and then begin to do the things that you want to do. So you can animate it in the 3D software, and then put it out as an image file, and then bring the image file. So you have to create probably sometimes higher quality image files, so that you can have some of the good looking work. Like I said again, this isn't like Hollywood standard, but I had to go through, because I don't have the computers that they have and things like that. You don't have to have the computers that they have. What you have to do is find out what you can afford and how you can make what you want to make. You know what I'm saying? You have to start somewhere. If you're just looking to jump to the end and I want to make Hollywood movies, this is a great story. Well, they may pay you what they pay you for your story, but then they don't pay you. You know what I'm saying? They pay you for your story, and then you think they're supposed to jump you off, but then they don't. And then they go on to make millions of dollars with your story. So they pay you $50,000 for your story. You think that this is great, you made it, and then they go on to make millions. But that idea would have never come about if it wasn't for you. So I ask for you to be wise. I call for you to be wise and prudent in making your decisions. This is just a story, if you just want to get into Hollywood because you want to get into that scene, then by all means you go ahead and do that. But if you have a particular plan you want to do, be wise about what you do, because the ideas and the thoughts and they can't do it. This is why Hollywood's in disarray as it is right now, is that they can't make their own things. If they could make their own things, they would not need writers. Okay? They need writers. They need creators. They need content creators. You know what I'm saying? So you are needed in this area to produce content. Me, of course, I believe in creating content that will help people to see who Christ is, who God is. You know what I'm saying? So let's continue on.
Elite fighting forces in the known reaches of the galaxy. We go where others fear to tread. Fight their battles while they stay safe at home, light years away from anything dangerous. We are Elysian Marines, the warhounds of the UAF. Their answer to any problem. A colony of rebels gets out of line, we put them back in line. They lose contact with their space station. We go and fix the problem. That's all we thought we had to do. Then, of course, the universe just wouldn't flow right if everything went just as we planned.
Warning, coming out of Uniphase Cycle 1.
Initiating braking thrusters and activating dampening rings. Leviathan Arc cruiser slowing to orbital speed.
So with the Marines, the ship is called the Leviathan Arc cruiser. Okay, and there's two AI systems in there. One is called is an ARC system. The other one is called an ARC system. So ARC actually has the name of ARC, but the ARC system is called BEF. BEF is a AI system that has been tweaked and worked on by Alvarez, and you're gonna hear that later on in some other episodes, how they communicate with each other. Talking to Beth is more like talking to a person, because her and Alvarez have worked alongside each other, and Alvarez has programmed her and updated her to where they have this kind of lingo where Beth is freely able to learn things. Okay, ARC is an AI system about combat readiness. Okay, then so he is about about the task at hand, about mission completion. So if it took 6 Marines to complete a mission, he'll devise a plan for that, course of action. Okay. But then if they lose 3 Marines, he'll see if that plan can still be accomplished with 3 Marines until it gets down to, unless it can't be accomplished. And then he'll say that the mission is not able to be accomplished. So he is about mission readiness. Okay, then. So he's not necessarily about interacting with the Marines or having these interactions or these human interactions at all. Arc is the red and Beth is the blue. So Beth is the female voice, Arc is the male voice. So yeah, let's move forward.
Initiating controlled waking process of Cryo Chamber 1. Heart rate of Staff Sergeant Alfonso Copeland returning to normal.
And this is the waking process of Staff Sergeant, so every Marine will go through this process. And this is Staff Sergeant Alfonso Copeland. And the movie Aliens does, it's a favorite movie of mine. It kind of plays into this too. So we all are influenced by a lot of things. That twitch in his arm was a mistake. It was a mistake. I left it in there, didn't fix it because I want you to see the mistakes, but that you can actually go through and make a good process.
No overpaid military doctors, no security. I wonder what's coming down the pipeline. How far apart are we?
Okay, so that is the first episode of Deep Space. With my commentary. So there's probably a lot of mistakes in there. His walk was a little bit more stiff, but we got him to walk across and then open up his locker. I thought the locker thing was pretty cool. And then just, they have holographic technology in this future. So that was a hologram scanning his hand and it pops open. So you're going to see more holographic technology. When we get to the part where Alvarez does some scanning, she has this wrist device where she does holographic things on it and everything. So their technology has increased, human-wise, you know what I'm saying? But Deep Space is a project that I like. I'm going to keep refining it, keep working on it, but I'm going to leave those mistakes in. You're going to see a lot of mistakes. So this isn't about trying to pick out all the mistakes and say how bad. I want you to see that animation can grow, animation can get better, that you can start something and it doesn't look good, and then by the time you finish it, it looks better. So I want this to encourage you to go ahead and start and keep working at it to get better. I had a guy who came on. I don't know who he is, and I had this hallway scene that I did. And it looked good. And he came on and said, "Well, you really ruined this hallway, this scene right here. It could have been so much better." But he didn't leave any kind of comments how to make it better. Nor was he in the room with me when I made it, or at the table helping me to create it. So we all have a voice about things that we can say, whether it looks good or bad or anything. And I know once you put something out for public consumption, people have a right to have an opinion about it. But all I'm saying is that if you're going to give an opinion about something, so if you give something to me, this is what this is talking. If you give something and I see it, and I see a better way to do it, I will say a better way to do it, and then give you instruction on how to do it that better way. So isn't that reasonable? Isn't that right? But just coming up saying that something's bad, it's terrible, it's horrible, you ruined this. Okay then, so how do you fix it? Right? I mean, how do you fix it? You give no. So if we are truly an evolved, if we truly are this civilization that have higher ideals of peace and love and kindness and higher ideals of that, we should come together and work together with things, then why can't we have higher ideals to speak of when we see something that we don't think is good, but how to make it better, and then go about speaking of how to make it better. You know what I'm saying? And just saying, well, you need to take more animation classes, or you need to do this. I mean, okay, everybody could do that if they can afford it. But what if you can't afford it? You just don't do animation? No, man, no. Just you can't afford something don't mean that you do it. No, you get in there, you bust your butt, you stay up the long hours. I can't tell you how many late night hours I would have. Just working on this project and other projects. Nobody, I mean nobody, no demon in hell, no devil, no person, no angel is going to stop me from doing what God has called me to do. So I'm just going to tell you, pick it up, keep going. We'll do episode 2 here and maybe the next couple of days. But I want you to be encouraged. I want you to know that to leave you with this affirmation and this thought right here is that Jesus loves you, okay, and He thinks the best of you. So keep creating, and I'll see you in the next one.